Brian here with Straight Blast Gym of Bend. So today we're going to be going over a little bit of bag tactics, how to use the bag a little bit more efficiently to create some kind of other options for you. So generally when you see people, when they start hitting the bag, and like we were doing in the last video, we're out here at that perfect distance where I can touch and I can move. Unfortunately for boxing, no one stands still and lets you punch them. But what we want to be able to do is start using our feet to bring ourselves into the game, right? And so this also for bag people that are just trying to just hit the bag and have some fun with it. They're not looking to fight. This is another way to make your workouts a little bit more interesting. So to start off, we'll start with the bag moving, right? So I get the bag swaying a little bit, right? And I'm going to switch into my native stance. We're here. My stance is always going to go wider and then back to normal. That's my goal. I want to be a good dancing partner for my bag. I want to get out of its way when it comes in, take up that space when it's going away. We're here. We're still keeping our toes pointed toward the bag so that our power is not bleeding off into some random direction. And then from there, we can start punching. I highly suggest punching when the bag is going away from you and not when it's going toward you. Big bags like this have a lot of sand in them and a lot of material. This bag weighs a lot. So we don't want to jam our wrist up by punching into it like that. It also hurts your shoulder. It's not comfortable, right? So we're out here. I follow it. I can touch. I can move, right? Biggest mistakes you're going to see when you're first learning to do this from far away and moving with it is one, I will start to blade as I walk, and then my power is off out here and I have to punch across my body. And then the second one, which is super common, is starting to cross your feet up. Most of you guys spent the majority of your life walking one foot in front of the other, so it's very tempting to go. I want to work here, I can step out, I can be too far away, I can keep the bag moving. And once again, if you don't have hand wraps, I don't suggest throwing super hard. So I'm going to let Danny work that for a second, and then we'll get into the second and third bag tactic. Yeah, so we get a little bit of a sway to it, and you just follow it, right? And it'll take you a bit to get used to moving forward and backwards without having your feet get too close together. Really just staying nice and wide. And then once you get the rhythm of it, yeah, you can punch it while it's moving away. We're punching nice and high, and it's just another way to keep this nice and fun and moving around and it doesn't get too boring on you. Nice. There we go. Now your feet are moving. And so just let yourself move with it, right? Yeah, it feels like it's moving too much. You just chase it, right? That's the whole point, is to get those feet moving. In old school boxing gyms, the boxing bags are on very long chains and they swing. And so you have to get used to moving your feet. The modern boxing gym kind of puts everything on a little tiny rack next to the wall, and you never learn any footwork. And so this is just an easy way to try to mimic at least a little bit of footwork. There you go. Nice, all right, time. So that's bag tactic one. Bag tactic two, we're just gonna get into Mike Tyson range, right? We're gonna get up in someone's grill and we're gonna practice throwing shots from here. This is really about turning your hips over and driving through, right? So I'm gonna keep my hands up, but everything is gonna be kind of this Elvis hips scenario where I'm driving my hips through for these shots, right? I don't wanna be out here where I'm nice and comfortable. I wanna be uncomfortably close for this drill. So we're here. If you're throwing your uppercuts, go gently. You don't want to pull up on them because it'll bend your wrist back, right? I highly suggest getting a cannonball if you really want to do uppercuts. That bag is awesome. This bag is more suited for straights and hooks. If I want to throw an uppercut, I can throw it. I just don't pull. Another thing you can do, if you want to throw uppercuts but you don't want to jack your wrist up, throw them short. Let them slide up, right? I can let them slide. And we can be out there. So I'll have you do a round where you are uncomfortably close with the bag. And it should feel a little weird. I'm trying to keep you as tight as possible. There you go. Remember to breathe. And that one gets exhausting quick. And I can tell you're actually turning your hips over because I can see it in your feet. That's generally what I'm looking at, is the feet being able to have a little bit of pull in them, right? Feet and hips, right? Even though the bag was kind of in my way, I could tell you were still moving with the feet coming through, right? Nice. Beautiful. So that's bag tactic 2, right? Uncomfortably close, and then the bag is moving. So now we're going to go uncomfortably far. We're going to start out where I have to make a step in, out at a distance where even if I was throwing a kick, it's just outside of my range. This is going to be generally what people will describe as Muay Thai distance, or sometimes as an MMA distance, where I'm far enough away that I could stop a shot. I have to step into punch, and we can go from there. So I'm just going to do the same thing as I did before, but instead of the bag moving a bunch, I'm going to move a bunch. I'm going to come in, I'm going to throw my combo, and then I'm going to immediately exit, right? I step in, and I can come from there, right? I'm never stopping and hanging out in this spot where if this bag was my opponent, that it could punch me back. Just getting used to having that sense of urgency at the end of your combo of getting back out and outside of that distance. Really, the easiest way to win a fight in boxing is to hit someone and don't get hit, right? It seems super simple, but like that's the whole point, right? I could win 100% of the fights in boxing that I don't get punched in, right? All I would have to do is barely touch him with one punch and I'm up on points. You can move. That's when you're going to get into some of these longer punches, the shovel punches, these loopy hooks. And then when we get into kicks, you're going to have teeps and push kicks and some of the round kicks and stuff like that. But just go out and give that a shot. Playing just outside of your comfortable range, so you have to make a big step in to touch. There you go. Shoulders are relaxed. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, everyone does the hops. It's exciting, right? You're getting to punch something. And then you're blading up just a little bit. Get those toes pointed. There we go. Yeah, in a traditional boxing stance, that blade is fine. Once you want to be able to throw a kick, you got to kind of turn your hips back in. Watch out for that thing. Yeah. That's my self-defense practice. You got to get your head out of the way. You don't want to get someone hit you from behind. Nice. Yep. Then get out. There you go. You're in, you're out, you're getting paid. Boom. Easy, yep. And you'll feel the bag hit you back a little bit. And you'll feel the bag hit you back. All right. Perfect. So that's awesome. So we were able to take essentially a brand new beginner and put her on the bag, get some work in, show her 2 punches, and still get a good workout in. I didn't have to teach her like the crazy deep fundamentals of boxing. She was just able to get a good workout in, right? And so that's what we want. We're gonna check in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna do another one of these, and I'm gonna show the hooks, right? And then you're gonna be able to really start to show like what progress you've made. So you have homework, right?
Gotcha.
Perfect.
On it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.